New York has declared a health emergency over a flu epidemic that has already infected close to 20,000 people. To deal with a potentially deadly virus, the state has relaxed rules that allow pharmacists to administer flu vaccines to young children and infants. Previously, New York pharmacists had only been able to administer flu vaccines to patients 18 years of age or older. The governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, has directed the State Department to marshal all resources to address the public health emergency. Part of the initiative is to make sure that all children and adults have access to flu vaccines. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 20 children have already died of the flu this year in the United States. The 20,000 confirmed flu cases in New York represent a five-fold increase from last year's flu season. The New York Health Department is launching a large campaign to promote immunization. This campaign has been carried out on city streets as well as online networks such as Facebook and Twitter. Let's see what Chinese Weibo users are saying about the flu epidemic in New York.
Oh, nature, we are truly helpless in the face of diseases and epidemics. The U.S. flu epidemic is still spreading and intensifying. I hope that people are taking precautionary measures. It came as suddenly as the 2003 SARS crisis. The flu season comes every year. It won't have too much impact on the economy. New York State has been thrown in a state of emergency because of the flu outbreak. Will Beijing be thrown in a state of emergency because of the H1N1 and heavy population?
In recent days, pollution levels in Beijing have made international headlines. Over the weekend, air quality monitors placed around the city showed PM 2.5 levels over 700 micrograms per cubic meter. PM 2.5 refers to tiny particulates in the air that are most damaging to long-term lung health. Levels between 300 and 500 are considered hazardous to health, and people are advised to reduce outdoor activity and stay inside as much as possible. The World Health Organization considers a safe daily level to be 25 micrograms per cubic meter. On the topic of Beijing's off-the-charts air pollution levels, here's what Weibo users had to say.
London's fog cannot even compare with Beijing fog. Beijing is too amazing. At first, I thought the hazy sky was the result of fog. It was only later that I found out it was caused by pollution. Now I'm afraid to go outside. Would it be possible for companies to give their employees a few days off? Beijing today is just like the movie Silent Hill. I was walking outside for half an hour yesterday. When I returned home, I discovered that the inside of my mask was black. How did the pollution get so bad? I didn't know that our country's environmental protection depends on the wind.
In several districts in Beijing, the amount of PM 2.5 particulates climbed as high as 900 micrograms per cubic meter, the highest that the Beijing Municipal Environmental Monitoring Center has seen since it started publishing data in late 2012. According to media reports, Beijing can expect to be enveloped in fog for several days until a cold front moves in. The growing severity of PM 2.5 pollution is the result of China's increasing coal consumption combined with an increase in vehicle exhaust emissions. Beijing happens to sit on a plain surrounded by hills and escarpments and thus can trap air pollution for days until wind moves in to disperse the pollutants. As the heavy pollution coincides with cold and flu season in the nation's capital, the air may be an added strain on people who have fallen ill. The dangers of heavy pollution are very real, according to a report co-authored by Peking University's School of Public Health and Greenpeace. Last year alone, high level of PM 2.5 resulted in over 8,000 premature deaths in 4 major Chinese cities. The World Health Organization estimates that air pollution causes 500,000 premature deaths around the world. Let's see now what Weibo users are saying about the dangers of PM 2.5 and what the average citizen can do.
After dealing with SARS, Beijing is hit with more health problems. Many people should consider moving to China's south. The air is much better there. This is normal. It's Chinese-style PM 2.5. I think in the future, all Chinese people may have to wear face masks if they want to go outside. This amount of pollution is really startling. Face masks are flying off shelves. Hospitals are overflowing. How can the Environmental Protection Bureau still say there is only light pollution outside? You just have to wear a mask outside to know that this is not true. When we complain about pollution, other than assigning the blame to government agencies for not doing enough and companies and industries that pollute heavily, we should also ask ourselves what we have done for the environment. For example, do we recycle and reduce our used paper? Do we refuse to use single-use chopsticks? When it comes to environmental protection, everyone is responsible. You can support environmental protection by choosing not to waste resources.
This last Weibo user is indeed right in pointing out that pollution is everyone's problem and that we can all do something to clean up the air. The Beijing government has already tried to set a good example by arranging for a 30% reduction in the use of official vehicles. Many construction sites have stopped foundation work, and Beijing Hyundai Motor Company temporarily halted production over the weekend. As the entire city of Beijing works toward a solution to air pollution, we certainly look forward to seeing more blue sky days ahead.